What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. On this show, we break down principles, strategies, lessons, so you can get this information and you can take this information and implement it in your real life to get a real result. Today's episode, and it's obviously with the live chat and all of that. Today's episode, we got a guest coming on the show. He's actually supposed to come on last week, but we had some last minute rescheduling. But anyway, my guy Eugene, he is going to be talking about Airbnb and investing strategy. Shout out to Mobot. If you're looking to stay hydrated and at the same time, maybe you got to work out a neck cramp or maybe you got a stiff leg or something, you can use this to roll it out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. So yeah, man. So today we're gonna be talking about Airbnb strategies and investing. If it's still a good market to do so, as we're moving into the first quarter of 2023, and then also, what is our year in strategy and what is our 2023 strategy? Right, a lot of us are going to be wanting to do new numbers. We're going to be wanting to grow. But the question that we have is, do we have access to that new information that actually going to help us grow? Right. That's what we need to know. And what do you want to do next year? What is next year's goal? The goal is, what is next year's goal? Hold on a second. What is next year's goal? What do you want to do next year? You want to do six figures, seven figures? What do you want to do? What is the vision? What is the vision? So that's what we're asking. And you may need to stretch to do so. Where are you stretching? And who can hold you accountable? Who's going to help take you to that next level? Right? That is also the question. You cannot do the same thing because you're going to get the same results. So drop in the chat where you are. We want to know who's tuning in and where you're tuning in from. What are you currently working on? Let's get that going right now so we can know and support you, obviously, on the show and help you get those results. Now, some of you guys may be in the digital field. Some of you guys may be physical. Some of you guys may be doing a hybrid of sorts. So the question is, what are you going to do to get you to that next level? Shout out to Yannick in Philly. She's actually part of the Action Takers community. So, Yannick, what do you want to do next year as far as numbers? And then what do you feel like is going to be the one game changer? If you had I know it's probably going to be a couple, but if you had to narrow it down to one thing, what would be the one game changer that you feel like is really going to help take you to that next level? You know what I'm saying? What is that? Let me see. What is that? Right? Curious. What is that? You think it's new information? You think it's coaching? You think it's a program? Do you think it's a new strategy? What do you think? Is it a book? You know what I'm saying? Is it going all in? What do you think is one thing, if you could really boil it down? What is like one major move you want to make sure that you put in place for 2023 to help expedite success and get you to that goal? What do you think? What do you think that is? Let's drop it right there in the chat, right? So, really, what we want to do is think about, all right, cool. What is the goal that I actually want to hit? Is it a monetary goal? Is it something tangible? Maybe you want to move, like she says, just execution. That's what's up. That's what's up. Just execute at a higher level. I like that. I like that. Now, what does that mean? Like, how do you execute more on a day? How do you execute more on a week? How do you execute more on a month? How do you execute more in a quarter? How do you execute more in the first half of the year? These are things that we need to think about. Like, I give you an example. So for me, I kind of talked about this in the community too. I think last week when I was like, Divide your upcoming year up by quarters. Obviously, they're already divided by quarters, right? And then each quarter, what is something that you can learn? Shout out to Riri. What is something that you can learn? What is something that you want to master? Now, the things that you may want to take on. You don't want these things to be so far out of the realm and scope of what you're currently doing. Maybe you just want to learn something that's going to actually help you move a little bit faster. So what I noticed was a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Like let's say they want to create another stream of revenue. Some of them tend to go into a whole nother industry. You have to learn something all new, build something back up to create another revenue stream. But what if you go lateral? What if you think about, okay, how do I create, or how may I create, another revenue stream with what I'm currently doing? So for instance, let's say you're a realtor, you sell real estate, right? What's another revenue stream that you can generate as a realtor, right? So maybe it's through digital products, right? You're teaching other realtors what you already know. Maybe it's through affiliate partnerships where, okay, once I close on this house for a client, they may need solar, they may need some hardscape, they may need some lawn care, right? They may need plumbers, like, so you really build all the relationships with other categories of services and professionals that your client already needs, and now you're able to make some deals happen, make some deals shake after. So now you're just providing a higher level of service to your existing clients, and that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, like, what's another amazing thing? Maybe as a realtor, you start getting into media. Maybe it's media, right? And it's a podcast that you can monetize. Maybe YouTube, you start taking YouTube more seriously, right? Maybe you put on some trainings. So you're literally still in your category, but you're diversifying the way that you're able to generate revenue while staying in your category. So you're not in a situation where you have to worry about, oh, you know what? I need to start this other business over here for me to do something totally different, just for me to bring the bread in. You know what I'm saying? No, you're staying where you are. You're just going deeper. You're going more lateral. You're more into expansion, and that's something that will help you get there. So let me give you an example, right? I'm gonna give you guys an example real time. So, I help podcasters monetize their show without brand deals, sponsorships, or a large audience, right? So by staying in this lane, I am developing these relationships. I'm launching, and I've already started serving clients right now, but I'm launching a pod agency that helps entrepreneurs or just people guest on podcasts. I'm still in the exact same category. I'm just leveraging relationships I already have. I realize a market that needs to be served, and all I'm doing is serving that market. I don't have to go out and do something different. I already have the podcast relationships. I already have clients. All I'm doing is identifying something that our market wants to do. Entrepreneurs, business owners, they want more brand awareness. So what are they doing? They're going to Facebook ads. They're going to YouTube ads, right? They're doing all Google ads. They're doing all these things to get in front of more people. And this is exactly what this is going to do. But I'm staying in my same market. I'm not going outside the market. So that's just something for you to think about. How do you stay in your market or just create another revenue stream? So then it will complement what you're already doing. And you don't have to go out and learn a whole new business or, learn a whole new strategy on how to do something that's totally outside the scope. Now, technically, the same client that you serve may actually be able to purchase something else or get into something else that you're providing that's in the same scope. So you're able to really serve your clients on a higher level. So that's what I need you guys to think about 2023. How do you effectively do that? How do you effectively serve at the higher level? How do you effectively, create cash flow from lateral movements? And how do we get really aggressive on the goal that we want to set, and then actually realistically put a map together to get there? Right? Goals that almost scare us. My goal scares me. So that's what I'm going to work towards, right? Because it's going to force you to do something totally different. It's going to force you to stretch. It's going to force you to build new relationships. It's going to force you to go to new places. It's just going to force you to get uncomfortable. And that's exactly what you want. So that's really what it's about, y'all. So if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Let me know where you from. Shout out to Yannick. She's in Philly. I think Reed's in Toronto right now. Shout out to, that's my second home. So shout out to Toronto. Ain't been up there in a couple of years. Yeah, you definitely want goals. You definitely want goals to scare you. You definitely want to do uncomfortable things. So let me tell you guys something. So let me see if I actually have it here. So there was this quote that I saw, right? There was a quote that I saw. Oh yeah. So boom, check this out. So it's by Alex Hormozy. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It says, by the time you have complete information, the opportunity has closed. By the time you have complete information, the opportunity has closed. So what does that mean? How do I interpret that? That means you don't need all of the information to get going. And if you wait till you have all the information to get going, the opportunity may no longer be available, or you'll be so behind. And I find this is the case with a lot of entrepreneurs that cannot make quick decisions. So, like for instance, when I realize that there's something that I need in my business, I get it. Like, I'm either gonna get it through leverage, or I'm gonna get it from paying for it, or I'm gonna get it some other way. But I realized that I need it to help me grow. So I'm gonna get it, even if I gotta put my own time to get it, whatever it is. But do you know how many entrepreneurs or just people in general? Let's just talk about people in general. People in general who say they want something, who say they want to do something. They get presented with the opportunity to do the thing, and they still don't do it. Like for instance, I was literally on the phone with a client right earlier today, and they're talking about how they want to make money in the music industry. So I basically asked them how they were making money now. They broke that down to me, and then I showed them exactly how they can basically 10x the amount of revenue that they're currently making in music by just doing a couple of simple plays. Right? And then I said, okay, cool. Well, now that we know what it's going to take for us to get there, what do you want to do? And you got to come around and think about it. And listen, again, there's nothing wrong when you have to think about it. But what does this quote say? By the time you have complete information, the opportunity has closed. So what does that mean? It's like, what more information do you need? You know what I'm saying? To move. The game is execution. And you learn when you execute. You get the answers when you execute. You know what I'm saying? You learn more when you execute. So if you guys are not executing the way that you should be executing, what do you think is going to happen? What you think is going to happen? You're not going to be able to get the results that you want because you are not executing fast enough. You are not going to be able to get the results that you want because you are not executing fast enough, man. The game is speed. Now, the game isn't speed in terms of not being prepared, but the game is I'm going to put myself in a position where it's good enough for where I'm at. I'm going to present to the marketplace, and I'm going to improve as I go. I'm going to improve as I go. Now, when people aren't moving, when they're not improving, it's because they're not even taking the steps. You're not taking the steps. And it's not going to work if you're not taking the steps. Like, there's another analogy that I use, right? Just imagine, like, you have like a big boulder, a big round boulder. You're pushing it up the mountain, right? steep mountain. Let's say you only have about an hour a day to work to push this boulder up the mountain. So you can use a whole hour or not. You can use half an hour, 15, 20 minutes, but you only got an hour to actually do this movement, right? But as you move it up and up and up, you're starting to see progress. Now, while you're starting to see progress, maybe you get some insight. You know what? Maybe I can get a tool that can help me move a little bit faster. Maybe I can ask someone to help me. You're starting to get more and more ideas as to how you can get things to move and groove, right? But you're moving things forward. You're learning as you go. As soon as you get to the top, what happens? Now you create a momentum because now the boulder is going to be able to roll down on its own because of everything that you built moving forward. And you've been learning how to improve it, move a little faster, and get a little better all along the way. But if you don't move it at all, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. So yeah, hold on one second. I think he's about to jump on. So yeah, that's really the case right there. It's like, are you gonna move? Are you gonna take this action? Or are you not gonna move and not take this action? You know what I'm saying? So I got my guy right here. Yo, you gotta take it's on mute, bro. You on mute right now.
My man, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Let's go, man. I definitely, first off, man, I want to give it back to you, Brandon. I'm just hearing the game and the nuggets that you just giving the people. And that's what it's all about, man. And I'm just honored to be on here, man. You do a lot, man. You're one of the podcast kings. I've been following you for a minute. We've been connected like literally almost like, I think like 2-3 years ago. I seen a DM, we connected. And I'm just really excited, man, because we're going into a new year and it's all about serving people and really giving the strategies and the game to really go out and go to the next level. And I'm just hearing the strategies that you're giving people. You know what I'm saying? And
so yeah, man. So look, we got first of all, I want to say thanks for actually being available to come on. We may have to have you come on again because this show's only 30 minutes. We only got about 13 minutes, which is fine. So I want you to go crazy. Let people know who you are, what you do, how they can utilize some of these strategies that you're sharing with the people. And then if they're in the community, obviously that you got to be available for that private chat. So you can go in there and get more games. So let people know. Yeah, so let people know a little bit about yourself and what you got going on and what your plan is for 2023.
Man, 2023, man, my goal is to really impact thousands of people's lives, right? Because I know by default, if I do that, I'll be blessed on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my goal, to impact 1,000 people to become entrepreneurs, to go to the next level, to become financially free. My movement that we have is a legacy and really give people the game and a blueprint on how to build a legacy. It's great to make money, but it's even better when you're building generational wealth. When you're building money, when you pass away, you still got money going on down to your kids' kids. That's our mission. That's our motto. So that's the goal for next year in 2023. But I'm about to go crazy, and I'm definitely going to tap in again. If we got to run this back every Thursday, I'm coming back next Thursday. I'm just trying to figure out the StreamYard. I haven't tapped that in StreamYard in a minute, but we'll do it again next Thursday. But I'm going to give you guys my background so you guys kind of know who I am. I've been in the entrepreneurship world for about maybe 12, 13 years. Matter of fact, I think going on 14 years, I've been an entrepreneur. And I just tell people my background story because a lot of times people hear the highlights, the success. I want to let you guys know I'm a regular individual. I didn't come from money. My family grew up on welfare. I grew up in the inner cities of Miami, and my mom passed away at a very young age. So that was like a really big impact because of just my dad trying to make ends meet, working 2 jobs just to pay the bills. And, he was living paycheck to paycheck. So I knew that I had to figure out and be the one to be the breadwinner in the family. So that way we could change the cycle. That way we could break that generational curse of poverty in our family. So this is where I went to college, graduated, and I realized that 9 to 5 was not for me. I'm not knocking anyone that had 9 to 5, but it was not for me. The reason why I say that is because I knew I wanted more. I knew that I wanted to impact my family. One thing I want to tell you guys, like if you guys want to go to the next level, it got to be bigger than you. See, a lot of times we just want to make fast money. It's not just about that. Like if you have a small goal, I'm telling you right now, you're not really going to go far. It has to be bigger than you. It just can't just be about you. This can't be about, I just want to make money. So my goal is really to change the financial trajectory of my family and legacy, and I realized a 9 to 5 was not going to get it done. Like if you guys could relate this, type me in the comments. Like a 9 to 5 is not gonna get it done. I never met a person who became a millionaire working a 9 to 5 for somebody else. It has to be done through entrepreneurship. And I realized that at age 22, and I quit my job. My pop's like, "What you doing? Why you quit your job? Go get your job." I say, "Nah, man. Like I respect you, dad, as my dad, as my pops, but I don't respect you to take financial advice from you." And sometimes we have to be that blunt. You know what I'm saying? It is personal. And I say, "Look, you were struggling your whole life since I grew up. If I take advice from you, I'm going to have the same results you have. But if I take advice from someone that has the lifestyle I want, someone that has the income that I want, I'm going to get that same type of results." Right? Fast forward today, we did phenomenal things. We built multiple businesses that did multiple millions in revenue. But it wasn't just that. My dad seen my house that we built from the ground up recently. I'm married, got 2 beautiful children. And me and my wife built the house from the ground up, a $500,000 house here in Tampa, Florida. And, you know, he's seen the house, and I was able to buy him a car. And it's not the fact that I bought him a car, but it's the fact that I was in the financial position to do so. I bought him a brand new Mercedes. And he said, "Man, thank God you didn't take my advice when I talked to you about 10 years ago when you quit your job." You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I want to share that with you because some of you guys may be stuck. Some of you guys may be afraid. Some of you guys may have fear on why you can't step out to be an entrepreneur, or why you can't step outside your comfort zone. I'm here to tell you guys, like, you have to get uncomfortable to go to the next level. Like, don't expect to be comfortable. If you want to be comfortable, you are going to be broke. You know what I'm saying? So right now, what we do, we're in the short-term rental industry where we help people, you know, get short-term housing. You guys probably heard of Airbnb, Verbo, and things like that. But we're in that industry, been in that for a couple of years. But prior to that, my very first business, I actually owned a car dealership for about 6 years. You know, we opened up a car dealership here in Tampa, Florida.
You still got the car? You still got the broker license?
Not now. I went ahead and turned that in.
I was about to say, listen, we gotta get some vehicles.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I may definitely tap into later, maybe like the luxury of vehicles. But it was a phenomenal run. I love the car game. I've been there for 6 years, but I realized that I didn't have the time freedom I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So at one point, when you get to a certain level of success, and I'm pretty sure Brandon's just like this, because every time I see Brandon, he's in a different city, he's in a different state. Because of what? He has time freedom. So I realized me having that car dealership, it was taking a lot of my time, and I transitioned out of that and got into financial services. And now we're in the short-term rental as well, to short-term rental space, in the coaching space as well. So that's where we at today, man. We're looking to impact a lot of people's lives. Our movement, again, is about leaving the legacy. Our movement is team legacy as well. So that's my story. I'm a regular individual. You guys could do it too. But another thing is, I want to give a shout out to Brandon again, because like what you're doing is powerful. Because understand, I think about this all the time. I already slow down and think. Years ago, like 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, we didn't get game like this, Brandon. Like people pouring into, we didn't get this game. We had to figure it out on our own. We had to make a lot of mistakes. So calls like this, you guys get to shortcut the mistakes and get the success much faster. And this is why I tell people, Brandon, right here, take note. If you guys are taking notes, there's no reason why you guys should be broke. Why? Because there's so much information right now that you guys can receive, like out for YouTube University, social media. You know what I'm saying? It's so much information and knowledge that's out there that you can receive that decades our ancestors didn't have. Right. So I just want to share that with you guys.
Yeah, facts. So listen, man, Eugene's really going crazy. We're getting short on time. If you're in the Action Takers private community, we're going to bring Eugene in for the private Zoom call. You got about 30 minutes to answer all the questions that you may have. If you're not in the community, it's all good. What you can do right now, you can text the word action, right? Text the word action at 213-410-4920. Jump in the community and get access to amazing guest speakers like my guy Eugene. And then obviously every week, right, I'll pull up with a crazy marketing strategy session that you can utilize in real time. Let's just go over some stats real quick. Last week we had one client do her first $1,900 sale, right? Utilizing strategies that she got from just the community at $99. We also had another client last week do his first $1,800 in ebook sales running the pre-sale play. So everyone that says, hey, may not have the opportunity to invest in a high ticket coach or invest in a high ticket program, I'm saying you don't have to. I'm saying pull up to an accountability group like the Action Takers, really, really show up and take advantage of these plays and take advantage of meeting people like Eugene. Because I'm going to just be honest with you. You know, I'm only able to meet certain people because I'm actually intentionally reaching out. Now, a lot of you guys may not be intentionally reaching out, which is fine, right? But if I could access a community with other entrepreneurs that are moving and shaking, that can hold me accountable, that'll help take me to the next level. Like last night, right? We had one client that's in there, and she's actually going into a community right now to give her webinar presentation. So what did she do? She came to the community. A couple of other community members popped on, and she did a whole demo. She did a whole demo for the community, and that's the type of stuff we do. So just imagine if you could pull up and say, "Hey, listen, I got a speaking engagement. I'm a little nervous about what's going on, but I would love to like do my speech, or I would love to go over my material, for you guys." You're gonna have people pull up in the community that's going to be open arms, listening to you. Go over if it's gonna be a Zoom situation, and go over everything with you, and then be able to give you real time feedback. So that's what we're really about. So tap into more people, like tap into talented individuals like Eugene and other entrepreneurs moving and shaking and stuff like that. Yannick says action takers for the win. 100%. So we're definitely gonna have to get Eugene back, right? And get him back, because we need him to actually go a little bit deeper, right? Go a little bit deeper into
you want to go deeper?
Going on. So yeah, look, listen, we got like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna jump into the private Zoom so you can talk to the community. But really quick,
okay.
Right? Really quick, with the market the way it is, right? We can end we can end on this, but I want you to kind of expound on it. With the market the way it is, if I'm somebody that was interested in going into Airbnb, but I kind of see the landscape of the marketplace, is it still an attractive industry that I can get into and take advantage of? Like, is there still room for me to actually make money? Because I'm hearing the market's a little crazy. Is it still a good time for someone to get into it?
Yeah. That's a great question, by the way. And anything that you're looking to get into, any business that you guys are looking to get into, you guys definitely want to do research. You guys definitely want to get knowledge, but also a mentor if you guys can understand it and know what mistakes not to make, right? But in this industry, it's really lucrative. It's been around for decades. It's been around for a minute. It just became really popular when people heard of Airbnb and Vrbo, but short-term rental been around for decades, and you can make a lot of money from it. So every market, any business, it goes ups and down, up and down, up and down. You have slow season, you have high season, you got peak season. But right now, actually one of the great times to get into it, which is peak season, because right now is the holidays. People travel in December. People travel spring break time, which is January. So typically in the short-term rental industry, Airbnb, it's busy from holiday time all the way to summertime, especially when we have all of our units here in Tampa, Florida, and everybody want to come to Florida. So it is a good time to get into it. You get to build some passive income, literally, where you're basically able to get deposits every day passively, right? Once you do it the right way. And that's what it's about, because I tell people, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you are going to be working to the day you die, right? You're always going to be chasing the next bag. You're always going to be chasing the next play. You're always going to be chasing money. You got to get to a point where you have money chase you. So short-term rental allows you to be able to do that, which leads to time freedom and financial freedom. Huh?
So I like that you say you got to get to the point where the money's chasing you.
That's it.
So right there in the chat, I put in Eugene's Instagram, Mr. Mr. Eugene 06, and make sure you tap into him, follow him. Destiny says money chases me. Shout out to Destiny. So all right, y'all. So look, if you're in the community, we're about to transition to the private Zoom. We'll have Eugene for another 30 minutes, right? You can ask him whatever questions that you may have. If you're not in the community, you do want to tap in, just text the word action to 213-410-4920. We will see you guys on YouTube next week when we got a couple more guest speakers breaking down some game. And obviously, hopefully, we get Eugene back a little earlier so he can go a little crazy.
We'll definitely have one. So now I have the system down packed. So I definitely be on next Thursday. Put me down next Thursday. We in there. So that being said,
I'll see you on Zoom.
I'll see you guys in that private community. Let's get it.
100%. Let's get it.